and welcome to Flooring Models. Here we are on Wednesday afternoon on the 26th. Is it the 26th? That means I've just done all the custom labels wrong this morning because I'm sure I've put the 27th. Just seeing that. Anyway, they're all a day ahead. Anyway, hello and welcome to the show with me and Matt, back as always. Well, Matt is after his sabbatical in the sun.
Yes, I am back.
Which is quite good. So you didn't catch Cavonia.
Not yet. Not that I know of.
Cavonia, as I call it. And you didn't get sandblasted.
Well, no, not over there. Over here I did yesterday. Like I said, I got caught in the right hailstorm.
Yes.
But no, really nice holiday, really nice break. So yeah, enjoyed it. And Nathan, I have to say, did a fantastic job of standing last week.
Yeah, it's amazing you've still got a job. We're going to replace you.
I was thinking, I did say, you can, that well.
But no, thank you to all the kind comments. Obviously, last week having stand-in with Nathan as well, he did do a fantastic job, I have to say. Because often I think Nathan gets overshadowed when we have us all on. But he is a font. That's a font of information, so he's very good about it. And like a couple of people did point out, we didn't even speak about lightnings or anything like that as well. So we will get him back on again, and obviously he can go through with it as well. Because as I say, one of the nicest people you ever meet. He's very, very knowledgeable about all the things and stuff like that. And but yes, he did step into the breach, bless him. So thank you very much for that. Yeah. Which is always a worry, isn't it? When you have a week off and somebody comes in and you're like, I hope they do crap.
It does a better job than you. It's worrying.
This is it.
I know for a fact he was proper nervous as well because, like I say, he's never done a one-on-one with you. There's always been somebody else on, so I know he was saying he was a bit like panicky about it. But no, brilliant. I thought he came across really well. Obviously, on my sunbed listening.
That's it. You popped in, checked the stream, then you just had the chat thing up in on the thing. So very nice indeed. Speaking of which, hello to everybody who's in live chat, which there's far, far too many of you who are in there to call out. As always, everyone's on the Skype and down in there. So hello to everybody who's in live chat. Remember, we'll just have a little bit of a chat. If you've got any questions, post them up. Me and Matt will keep an eye on the live chat room all the way through. When we say live chat room, although we are open to the world today, because we are on YouTube as well, what I will do is I will go back and have a look at YouTube's stream as well, because that is on as well, which in some ways is nicer because it doesn't bloody keep scrolling. So hello to Midnight Modeler, who's on there as well from across the pond. Lovely to have you on there as well. I've got to be careful. I've left my mouse outside, so I'm using the trackpad. So if I cut the stream off, that's what that is. But yes, so very good. So what's new?
Loads of new, as you can see up on the screen. We've had quite a few new arrivals, and also the Tonkers. We can talk about them at last.
We can. To be honest with you, should we tell them into a little secret on this one?
Yeah. Can I just quickly answer somebody just quick off our chat? Just to Paul Selwood, who's asked how the flooding. We ain't had any flooding here, Paul, actually. We've dodged it, this area, for once. It's I think it's Shropshire and Shrewsbury and...
Yeah, it's all down that neck of the woods off the Avon, isn't
we've
it?
been all right, thank you for asking. So carry on then, tell them.
Okay, so there's a bit of a story. What we're talking about here, I haven't got a picture of it, have we? We haven't got one on the site yet, have we?
No.
But what we're talking about here is the Edard reboxing of the Revell Tornado for the GR one. It's called Desert Babe. Now, we put up, as we usually do, or Matt did, and Andy put up on the site. If anybody's interested in, the kit, let us know. We'll do a pre-order for it so no one misses out on it. Anyway, it exploded on us. So we had 52 pre-orders from you guys to go and get it. So at this point, we thought, right, that's fine. So we got hold of our usual said supplier and said to them, right, can we have 50 or 60 of them, please? And they were like, no, because they haven't got enough to fulfill their allocation at the moment as it is. So they haven't ordered enough in the first place. So consequently, we're now thinking properly stuffed. Like, how many can we sort of have? And they were talking about 18. And we're like, well, we need 60 at least. So that went out the window. So to be honest, like swans going across the lake, we might have looked surreal this last week, pretending everything's fine, but under the surface we've been paddling like crazy trying to find some from somewhere, because we've heard loads of different rumours, and the more you speak to different people in the hobby, the more they tell you that there's a national shortage of them and there's none available and it's very limited and everything else like that. So we really thought we was going to get left with egg on our face. But anyway, as of literally a couple of hours ago, we secured our full allocation.
Yeah.
So we have got them in. So everybody who's got a pre-order in with us and all the rest of it is absolutely fine. You'll be invoiced very soon. Won't you be out doing your invoicing, Matt? And we'll get all of that sorted, and they'll be sent out and everything like that, and everything's fine. Matt's now ended the pre-order for it because obviously, you know, they're on their way to us now. So, you know, and we probably will have a few over anyway. Okay, so if you do want one, we can probably still pop you in. But for the moment, the pre-order, everyone's in the pre-order, it's no problem at all. Yours is all secure. After that, then it'll be whatever we've got left after it. But it was one of those ones that it was, to be honest, we were saying, we think Andy might have had a few sleepless nights. Because it was one of those where it was like, what do you do if the kits aren't out there? So we've had, to be honest, conversations about, are we going to have a lottery for them? Is it going to be a first come first served, and we've only got 18, so that's going to be a problem. You know what? You know, how are we going to get around this? But anyway, it does look like it's absolutely fine. As I say, hopefully they'll be shipped out to us today. We should get them in a couple of days, and then they'll be working their way out to you guys. So, but yeah, it was one of those ones where we've had it before. If you remember, it was the P40, wasn't it? Happened to us. The P40, the one that I built as well with the Ed, I did the metal sign and everything. Again, you know, we were getting them from all over the bloody world coming into, because we were, you know, literally selling them. So yes, but anyway, panic is now over. We have secured, so Andy can sleep at night.
He will,
from that one.
He don't know yet, does he?
No, he's probably watching this from work.
Yeah, he might actually. Yeah, on his forklift. Paul's just put up about the Firefly again. Yeah, I'm getting some more in because we had pre-orders on that as well. So they're going to be all invoiced and allocated to. And then obviously I put a couple that was left on site, but there is actually, we can get some more. So yes, I will be in touch with said supplier and there will be some more in. So cool.
Chris says, Matt, don't add the postage because he'll pop in the store and pick it up. So you need some rapid thinners as well. Yeah,
rapid thinners. I'm going to shoot an email over to our supplier to see if they've got any, because they're Ted and Chris. They've been out. It seems like it's become this like massive popular sort of product that they sell out quick. No, I don't either. But yeah, so I'm going to find out when it's back in or if it's back in. So I'll let you know, because I did see you put me a PM up as well. I've managed to get through that today because I'm on catch up, obviously, if I'm coming back off Melody. So
yes. Over in YouTube chat, it's basically hello from Holland. So hello from Holland, hello from Matthias, and El, hello from you. Sounds like Matt's in a cave. We will get him sorted. It's just he's in a very big room and there's not a lot in it.
Not yet.
Not yet. It will do. It's about to have new lights because he's going to have the old light system and all the rest of it. So we'll get them up there.
About to be plastered as well, isn't it?
We're going to get it plastered and painted.
So yeah, this whole room that I am in is getting a big makeover in hopefully by the end of March, beginning of April at the latest. So
yes,
yeah, it's getting plastered, and there will be a blind up there and sort of a curtain and, you know, a bit more soft furnishings.
Soft furnishing. We're having some big wing back chairs.
There's a lot of cushions
and a fireplace.
Yes, that's it. Oh, it'd be lovely, a fireplace over there.
That's it. It looks like a roaring fire. Be fine. Please, what is your opinion on the new Tamiya lacquer paints? I'll be honest with you, I absolutely love them. I've been using them all the time. Yes, they smell, but again, like I said, I did say this on one of the live shows the other night. Smell, I honestly think it's one of those things, because when I first used them a couple of years ago, when I first got that original back in direct from Japan, honestly, they absolutely stunk. And yeah, I'm spraying all the time with them now and I can't smell it. So I reckon it's just because your nasal receptors pick up a different type of smell from normal. Because honestly, I don't think they smell as bad. But it's either that I've just burnt out my, you know, the bits in your hooter that sell all this stuff. But it's definitely one of those ones where it's as... You know, I always say how nice Tamiya acrylic paint is because it's just 50-50 and spray it and it's job done. The lacquers are exactly the same. And if you use them with self-leveling thinners for anything you want sort of satin, then you'll have no problem with that at all. Okay, and obviously if you want gloss with self-leveling thinners, if you want a dead flat finish, put rapid drying thinners through and they'll be absolutely fine as well. So if you can get hold of some, because sold out.
Yeah, sorry. I just swallowed, oh dear. Yeah, hopefully they'll start bringing more in. I think obviously they brought it in, but I don't think they brought it in the numbers of what they're bringing in levelling thinners.
Yeah.
So hopefully now they'll pick up. It's obviously a good seller and they'll start getting more in. So, yes.
Yes, they will be definitely on their way. So, this week, as we said back before, some of the new things we've had in the stores, you can see up next to us, which is, it is that way, look, just there. That's the Firefly, which we can get some more in. Yeah, you're down there from there. We can get some more of those ones in. All right, so that's the new one coming in, because I'm hoping to get one. I would have had one, but I'm using clicking on the wrong screen. That won't help. But yeah, is this little guy. So we will get some more in, because I quite fancy doing a review on that one as well. So that's really nice.
Yeah.
And then other things as well. The F14, which I've got here, I will do a review on this one. Probably do it for Friday. I'll be up Friday afternoon for that one. It looks really, really nice. It's on a par as it would seem to be with like the Fujami ones and things like that. So you've got all the nice details right the way through of that one. So that's very nice indeed. And then
sorry, mate, just a quick one on that F14. We haven't got many.
Oh, right, okay.
At all. And we're good. I've been looking around to see if there's another, a source of getting any, and I'm struggling. So it's one of them, Academy at the minute, like me and you were talking earlier, is a bit hard work to get hold of.
Yeah.
So if it is a good kit, please don't come going when we get. I don't know, and I don't know when we'll get any more either, to be honest. So we're working on it. Just bear with us.
Yeah, stock and supply. We were saying we don't know how it's going to work with China doing a lot of this injection molding stuff.
Yeah.
Or northern Italy, or Tenerife.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's getting around, isn't it? Hey, apparently I found out. Somebody who my wife knows, Leslie, their child has just come back from a skiing trip in Italy and he's in quarantine.
Oh, has he been quarantined?
Yeah, he's been quarantined, yeah.
He's on toast and pizza and everything else to get under the door.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, we've got the Avro Vulcan as well. It looks to be very, very nice. I have had a smidge in the box purely because I wanted to see what it was like with the Great Wall Hobbies one, because they did one as well. Totally different. So, it's a different way of doing the kit. So very nice on that one. And again, you sent me this little gem.
Yes. Nathan's had one.
Yes. Looks very, very nice. So this is the MiG-19.
Yeah. New tooled,
Capo 1. I haven't looked in the box yet. So, but anyway, I'll get that reviewed up in the next day or two as well, and that one will be up with you. So lots of little reviews coming up this week. Little scale review after doing big stuff.
Yeah. And I said there's a few more items. There's a couple of border models, Panzer IVs. So, I mean, you've reviewed the one, the first one that they brought out. So, yeah, there's two more.
Yeah.
The truck's out, look.
Yeah.
The mini arc truck.
Very nice indeed.
The Lysanders are back in stock if you flip back up.
Yeah.
Dora Wings are back in because they've been out. And then something a little bit different is the Blackburn Firebrand.
Yeah, a Firebrand. That well-known plane.
Well,
do you know what? Obviously I've been in the store and I thought it was a thingy, Sea Fury.
It's
because from that angle it looks
similar.
like it.
Yeah, the other one does more, I think.
Yeah. So that's a bit weird actually. It looks like a skinny version of a Sea Fury. It's like skinny sister version.
Yeah.
So yes, and there's obviously the bus that we did. That's the other one I was talking about in the review. So if you wanted to, you've got the sort of canvassed up one. A sort of battle bus, I think they called it, wasn't it? So for ferrying the troops back and forth on the front line.
Yeah.
Very, very nice indeed. And as always, you can grab all your stuff anywhere around. Phil should stick to 1/72. These big kits take too long to build. I don't know. I've done 2 kits already this year. I've done that Gladiator and this in under 2 months. So yeah, well, I haven't finished this yet. Almost has. Looks done.
Not far off, is it?
It's not far off. It's just having a bit of oil treatment at the moment, but it's getting very, very close for that one.
It's not bad for a Lego kit.
Yeah, that's it. It is. I'm going to come up with some catchy name for Bandai that says almost Lego. Not quite Lego, but it's close to being it. It's like Onky Blonk or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
So anyway, is PM Store contemplating having a quarantine centre?
See ya, I'm in it.
Most times everyone's dying who's there anyway.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
Like we've got Andy dying and all the others.
Yeah.
So yes. So the other guy's saying if I can find the lacquer paint, I can buy it without being worried. If it's good stuff. It is. It's really good stuff. I don't think it's a problem at all. It's really very straightforward to use, and I have to say, I haven't got it here anymore, it's in the cabinet, but I use the silver, and Tamiya silvers are notoriously very gritty. The fleck in it is pigment is very, very heavy and it just doesn't look genuine. But their silver is just what I used for doing on the Gladiator, and it came out absolutely mint. It's got that real nice sheen to it. It's not, you're not talking a metallic finish, so you've got that type of look. Yeah, it's not like a metallizer. It's a true sort of painted metallic colour, so it has that right type of sheen to it. So it's a proper silver paint colour, not a metallizer effect as in steel or, you know, aluminium or whatever you want to use like it, or a polished steel. So yeah, it worked really, really well. So if you want to go for sort of a normal silver finish, shall we say, then the Tamiyas are absolutely mint for it. They're very, very nice indeed.
Yeah, they've upped the game, and we sell it.
And we sell it, yes, absolutely. Hello from Spain. Hello, Spain.
Hello, Spain.
Henry and everybody else. I'm flicking between both. I'll say a bit where I can't cut everyone off.
I've got ours, you cover that one.
All right, okay. I'll be on YouTube land. You can do that one then. So yeah, so if anybody's got any questions, just shout them up as always, and we'll go from it then. Quick shameless plug. Hold on, I've got my plug screen up. Just to let you all know that the mouse mats are on the site again, because they never made it over from the old site to the new one. But we have got them here. Very nice. And they're not just a mouse mat, to be honest. I don't really use it as a mouse mat. I use it for photo etch bending, because they work really, really well for that. They're nice thickness. So you put your photo etch down, quick live demo. Ding. Otherwise that, if I can find a quick bit of photo etch. See, you just pop your photo etch down, shove that out of the way, and you pop it on, and then you can use anything and just roll across it, and you can do bends with it and various things. But obviously the smaller the diameter you use, and obviously the smaller the bit you use, and the more you push, will give you nice. So not only is it a very nice mouse mat and looks very nice indeed, you can actually use it for your photo etch bending, because that's what I normally do.
Cool.
And also the mugs are back in.
Sorry mate, can I just add some Michael Berry?
Yes.
He said a Firefly on back order, and then he's ordered another one. So will he get two? Not if you don't want to. I'll do the back order one you've done and just cancel the one you've ordered yesterday. Just let me know. Unless you want to, you can have two.
Absolutely.
How long does the Easter Sig run for? A weekend, a week, or for April? If I were doing it, it'd be 6 months.
Well, you get involved with it. No, we normally run them for the month. So when we do the bunny hunt one, as we call it, the Easter egg hunt, we normally run it just for the month. So it's usually the month of April. Yeah. Unless Easter's really early, then it'll be in March, but it won't. It's going to be in Easter. So yeah, it's literally just a case of anything that's weird and wacky. Don't forget, it's not one of those ones where it's a MIG or a certain genre. The whole point of the Easter egg hunt is to do a lot of the fun ones. So a lot of the egg planes, because that's how it started, was just doing egg planes. Then people were scratch building with like real eggs and things like that. And now we've sort of just opened it that it's all the real fun, cutesy type kits, because there's loads of them out there now and stuff like that. But the whole point is they are just a little bit of fun. And that's the actual thing to it. So we sometimes do some of the live stuff around it as well as we make our way through. But usual thing, it's just a short 1 month SIG. The whole point is they're tiny anyway, so they don't take long to do. So a month is usually good enough to do that one.
Yeah. Another question from Neil about our open days here. We're looking at April, aren't we? Beginning of April.
Yeah, we'll get back to it in April when it warms up a little bit.
Yeah, because to be honest, it is absolutely Baltic out here today in the shop. It's freezing. So yeah, April we're looking at. So obviously you'll know about it. We'll say it on here, and I'm sure Phil will say it on the other shows. So yes.
Yes.
Edwin's put. Are you planning on going to React this year? I'm not planning on going.
No, not really. I might do Yeovilton because it's just down the road.
Yeah.
From me.
And Alan's put, would Tamiya lacquer silver be good for RAF high speed silver?
Yes. Yeah.
There we go. Yep. Paul put, that's Ryfield bringing out some nice kits. Panzer IV, another Sherman with full interiors, also doing, if I remember, a KV1 and a T-34.
Yes, I did see that.
So yeah. Collins put, is there a list for SIGs and GBs on the site? There isn't there?
Yeah, Andy did it. It's top of the forum. Hold on. Let me, where are we? Let's go in here. All categories.
So, this has just put it up on the link.
Oh right, he's done a link for it. Okay, but if you do scroll right the way down, you go down to well, probably almost way down. Here we go. So just down in here, you've got the actual group build chat, So in here you got the old ones we did as well. So there we go. There's the build list, which will be on the front page. There we go. So that's as it is. So basically we're running the MiG one at the moment, then we got the Battle of the Bulge, and then we've got the Shelf of Doom Dog of a Kit, as always, because that's always a fun one to do.
Yeah.
And then we've got obviously the Latin one going on, and then obviously later on in the year we've got the movie action group build one. So anything's in the films.
No, actually, right. We need to get Nathan on, because he did something yesterday when we were all on Skype.
Yeah.
And there's a website, and I cannot. I'll get Leif to put it up somewhere. Of what actually classes as an action, because some of them don't that you think do.
Right.
So yes,
and you can. We're not getting complicated again, are we?
There's thousands of films you can choose from. There's no, you know what I mean? But yeah. But it does tell you what is action and what's a thriller and, you know, horror and all the other stuff. So I don't know. It depends how sort of strict you want to be, shall we say.
Absolutely. Hello to Germany. Thomas is just saying here, any thoughts on the bench vent BB300 ductless spray booths for those of us that have no way of venting paths? I didn't know they did an actual ductless one. I must admit, I don't keep an eye on the company. So they've obviously, I assume, brought out a filter system, which, to be honest, one of our members did one. He had a very good one because it was on the top. And it goes through like a tube system and does it as well. Like I've always said, you with all spray booths and stuff like that, it doesn't matter if you're paying 50 quid for one or 300 quid for one. At the end of the day, they are better than nothing. So if you've got a situation where it's like internally, so you've probably got like carbon filters and all these very high particulate counting cloths or whatever that's in it, you know, it's good. Use it, you know, because you don't want to be breathing this rubbish in. I know a lot of people say about lacquer paints and, you know, cancer causing stuff and everything else, but it's particles in your lungs that's the bad bit. And it doesn't matter what it is, if it's acrylic, enamel or lacquers or anything, you don't want those in. So if that's your option that you've got, is to go through it, I can highly recommend those, because both of those are the 300 series, and they are absolutely fantastic bits of kit. They will clear this entire room in seconds. If I've got them both on, they both go up into this room up here. There's a box above it, you can't quite see it, and then they go out. Okay, but again, it's one of those, honestly, just get that out of your environment. Don't be sitting in there breathing that stuff in, because again, sometimes I was talking to Matt over the weekend. I did have a look around YouTube at other people who do videos and various things like that, and it was amazing because there was one guy and he was spraying and he's got a mask on and he's all tooled up and it's great, but I can see it on the camera, you know, like the sort of haze. So he takes this all off and he's breathing it in. So that's sort of defeating the object, really. You know, just get it out, open a window, whatever you need to do, but get rid of that stuff out of there. Because honestly, it'd be one of those things that could come back and bite you very nicely in the arse later on in life. In those things. But yeah, absolutely. I highly recommend the bench vent ones. They're very expensive, but they do come with a lifetime guarantee. And as I said, I've had these now for what, 15 years, one of them. The other one now is a few years old as well. And they both run exactly the same. I run them both at the same time. They both come on and away they go. And they are fantastic, great bits of kit. But honestly, a lot of people say about, oh, you know, you need to spend a lot. Anything is better than nothing. You know, it doesn't matter if you make up your homemade one with some fans in it that are actually pulling it out. If it's getting it out of that environment you're sat in, that's definitely a good thing.
Can I just say something on that issue? £300 is not a lot compared to your lungs that are priceless.
Well, this is it, absolutely.
You weigh up, you know what I mean? You weigh up the risks
absolutely.
Of what you want to breathe in, but obviously from my background, I know how rubbish painting can be.
Yes.
So get one, just get any sort of extraction, because your body will thank you for it later on.
Like I've always said, you get a lot of people and they quite happily spend 300-400 quid on an airbrush, but don't have an extractor. You know, and I would say the extractor is just as important as the airbrush. You know, or you get people and they'll have like 10 grand sat in a stash but don't have an extractor. An extractor is one of those bits of kit where you say you can pay whatever you want for it, but once you've got it, you will have it for life. It's very rare do you ever hear anyone say my extractor's broke. You know, I say on the forum, I don't think we've ever had a thread that's come up to say my extractor died. What do I do now? You know, because they don't. They usually just keep going. They just keep chugging away and doing it. But like they're that silent, you know, thing in your equipment, you know, that just always is there. It's always running and it goes. And don't forget to change your
Filters.
Filters,
Yeah.
because they're only as good as your filter. If your filter's blocked, you're not doing anything, and it's just taking its time.
Can I just answer a couple of questions on
Yeah,
chat?
go.
Adrian's asked, when that stops flicking, does the F14 come with Jolly Rogers decals? No, it's just the puking
It's just the
dog
puking
one.
dogs on that one.
But you can get aftermarket decals, so I'm sure you could find some.
Yes.
Rogers put, I'm building the links. Would you glue everything on the body before spraying? So many tiny parts to put on.
If you're doing things like grab handles and the things like that which go on the sides, you know, those bars and things, you know, you've obviously got the worry, I would say, not so much from a painting point of view, but like doing weathering afterwards, of knocking them off. So sometimes I put those on afterwards. But if you've got lots of little details, it's like armour. I like to put them all on and then paint them all in. Otherwise, you've got glue marks and things as you're attaching everything on there and have to go in and blow in afterwards. So yeah. I would say, you know, if it's something you know is going to get knocked off, there's no point putting it on, like aerials and stuff. I never put on until the very last thing. But if it's quite a lot of small stuff that you think is probably going to be okay, then I would leave them on there.
And the last one is, well, there's two actually. Neil's asked about Andy's F14, about you doing a review. Well, we're coming down, aren't we, at weekend, so I'm sure we might bring it to see if you have a look at.
Yeah.
Michael spoke about the Firefly that he only wants one, so there's now one going back to store if anybody wants it.
Yeah.
And then Rob just put up about his Tornado pre-orders, about picking it up. And also, are you stocking any Desert Pink? Well, Attacker do one, don't they? A version.
Yeah.
I think the most accurate one, did we say, was extra acrylic?
Extra acrylics, according to Nathan and that, because we were speaking about this one when Nathan was on last week. Although we all have mocked and we joke about extra acrylic stuff being awful, it's actually the best colour for it. And in fact, some of their British colours are more accurate than other people, shall we say. So, yeah. But again, Attacker do one now. The other one, of course, is MRP. They do it. But yes, it's one of those weird colours, isn't it? Because it fades and wears and everything. I think as long as you're in the ballpark of it, it's fine. By the time you weathered it, it won't make much difference. Hello to Las Vegas in New Mexico. And hello to Gamer. Very good. So
cool.
It's good here because their scroll doesn't bloody keep moving.
Yeah, this one's not too bad actually today. And then Neil's asked me, he's like, do I know what's coming up in March for release? No, because we're all a bit sort of on tenterhooks about the coronavirus, because obviously stuff getting released out of China, because obviously I think it was going to be the release of the Charlie, wasn't it? That's been delayed.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to have a big knock-on effect, this coronavirus. So, yeah, like I say, we're in the dark as everybody else, to be honest.
Again, I think at the moment, from a kit point of view, and a lot obviously stuff comes out of China, because they had their enforced extra holiday after the Chinese New Year, no one knows. Because, you know, has there been a backlog? Has it been pushed on, or has it gone? Have they managed then to, because obviously it's only in certain areas in China, but I know it's spreading, but, you know, have they then just gone full tilt and made up that bit? No one actually knows. And the trouble when you're dealing with China, as I found out, you won't know until it arrives sometimes. Your communication isn't the best out of China. They like to keep you hanging on and tell you everything's fine when sometimes it's not, because that's the trouble I used to have with one of my product lines I used to deal with years ago, and that's why I moved out of China from having them do it. And now it's manufactured back in the UK, purely because sometimes you're being told one thing and you get completely the other thing. So I've always said now, until it lands on your door, then I will believe it when I see it.
And Paul's asked, whatever happened to mirror models? I think they're still going, aren't they? Mirror models?
I think so. I haven't heard they're not.
Unless you know different. I've not heard that they've gone bust or anything. So, yeah.
No, one of those ones. Sometimes companies go a little bit quiet, and then all of a sudden they come out with a load of stuff again, isn't it? You know, blast out with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were discussing this morning, weren't we, that we think the Airfix Tiger Moths due to land at some point soon.
I think that's close. It's going to be close.
Yeah. So yeah, it's 10:30 and 25 degrees in the Philippines.
Very nice. Well, Resin from Malta. Hello to Malta.
Hello, Malta. This is like Eurovision.
It is. Yeah, calling
That's
Malta.
it. Yeah. Il point for the UK as usual.
Okay, so question in here. I think most kits today have way too many parts. Scares a lot of newcomers off. I told Airfix months ago, but no one replied. They're like that. It's all right. We've got an in. We know someone.
Yes.
We'll pass on your message. What's your opinion? Fewer parts does not mean a bad kit, e.g. monogram. God rest their soul. I agree. Sometimes, you know, if you talk to manufacturers, as we've done a lot, they will tell you they don't do it for parts' sake. It's part of the engineering and for the detail, and obviously depending on how much their injection molding and their tooling costs are allocated will depend on the parts they use. I.e., if you get something like Bandai, who is all in-house and everything else, and they've got fantastic equipment and everything else, they can probably do tooling to do a very complex shape. And it's no problem. But if you've got a smaller company perhaps who hasn't got the resources that the bigger companies have got, they might have to produce it in 3 or 4 different parts to get that same level of detail. So sometimes that's why, you know, you'll get a kit and it will have it all molded in one, and you'll get another kit does it in 4 different parts. Just purely, it's just cost and all the rest of it. And there's a, you know, the scales and different ways different companies do things are really up and over. You get companies, modern ones now, like you've seen ICM over the last few years, they've obviously invested a lot in tooling now, so you're getting a lot of slip molding, and AMK are doing it a lot now as well. So instead of parts being made up of 3 or 4 different parts, they're just one piece. So that makes it better because you haven't got seams and joins and things like that to go into it. But again, sometimes I think I'm with you. I think companies like to claim it's got 500 parts and it doesn't need to have it. And to be honest with you, that's why working on that Gloucester Gladiator, I've done a lot of comparisons between that and the Wing That Wings one, purely because they've got biplanes. And in my world, that's good enough for a comparison, although I know it's not. Okay, but the thing is, if you look at the parts count on a Wing That Wings kit, and then you look at it on the ICM Gloucester Gladiator, it's like night and day. But as they both sit there, identical in the cabinet next to each other, from here, they look exactly the same. Because a lot of that internal detail and all those multi-parts are inside, you know, which you don't actually see. But that doesn't, I think, make it a bad kit, because you'll get a lot of people enjoy doing all those internal details of making up all that structure inside that you're never going to see, but you know it's in there. It's a bit like my old joke I make about people who put rudder pedals in aircraft. Unless it's a glass front, you're never going to see them, so I wouldn't bother. You know, so you get like photo etch ones, and you put the band, don't you, over the Luftwaffe ones, over the tops of them, and you'll get people who do beautiful, and they'll weather it, and then they'll put them in and never be seen by human eye ever again. But if you enjoy doing that, and that's part of your hobby of doing it, then absolutely. Me, I normally skim that bit, because if you don't see it, I won't do it. Okay, unless it's on something where you've got like a glass nose something, or, you know, you've got some way of vision of coming up and seeing all of that, then obviously I'll do it. But, you know, I think it's one of those things. Sometimes it can be seen to be overcomplicated it for sake, but in some ways, some kit manufacturers like to give you the option to show it all. And we've seen that recently with Airfix, the way that their instructions will now say you don't have to put that in because you're not going to see it. You know, and they mark it as green or something in the instructions, which means you're never going to see it. It has no purpose whatsoever. So if you want to leave it out, it's absolutely fine. But if you do want to put it in, then it's absolutely fine to do so. And I think that's quite a nice trade-off, because it's giving you, the modeler, the choice if you want to do it or not. And in some ways, it's better to have it and not use it than not have it and want it. You know, so again, I think it's just one of those ones where it's an option, go for it. You do, you do, you don't, you don't. You know, it's a classic. Like with this thing here, I'm pretty sure what Bandai did was a lot of this could have been molded in one. There's no doubt about it, because the part count for this is extremely heavy. And seeing as that they can do a lot of this in here, but I think what they've done is a lot of the scribbling parts on here, those tiny little ones they've used off of their own kits, they've elected to have it as a part that you put on. so you can almost prove it's in there. So these gun mantles that are in here at the front and things like that, they're a separate part. We know they come off of a Bandai kit, okay, originally. So that's what they've done. They've given you that part, so you've got that satisfaction of putting those on. But in theory, they could have been molded in, no problem at all. As could a lot of the surface detail, which is extras on it. It's different down here on the sides because, again, there's lots of piping work and stuff, so you need to layer them up. But definitely a lot of the ones on the surface, they didn't have to do it. But again, I think it's that thing of like, it's giving you as a modeler of adding that detail like it would have been done in the real life, of adding all those parts into it. So again, I don't think that's a bad thing either, because I'm going through it, you know, if you see the video build of this one, I was showing the part saying that is off of a whatever 1/48 scale, whatever. This is like the engine and transmission off of a 1/12 Mazda, and we were going through those because they were separate parts, almost like the real things, and it made it a very, I must admit, fun build to do, purely because you were looking at all those parts. You got any questions, or do you want me to go?
No, go
on. Have you guys taught any time to start to play with resin 3D printing parts for your models? I recently bought one on the cheap printers on Amazon. I'm having a lot of fun with printing our own stuff. Well, we haven't, but we know somebody who has. Has he done any more yet?
No.
No.
Like the Thor's hammer. And right. I was actually asking Sam, which is Andy's lad, last night, because he came on, and saying, "Oh, have you used the printer? Have you done it?" No. Nothing. I think it's sort of the newness has wore off, shall we say.
Do you know what? The funny thing is, when Andy got his, and he was talking about it, and it looked some of the stuff he did. And Andy, for guys on YouTube who don't watch all the time, Andy's the guy who's normally with us and all the rest of it. He bought for his son, yeah, did he yell? But anyway, allegedly bought for his son's birthday a 3D printer just so he could do it. And it did. It really pricked my interest. But as you say, it's just when we said to him, "So how long did that take to print?" You know, he's like, "Oh, 9 hours." I was like, "Is that it?"
I don't even think it's a printing time. I think it's, you've got to have a degree in CAD design to be able to work it, to obviously design your own parts. And I think that is the knowledge you need to use one. I think they're obviously using the printer bit. Is that probably, once you get to grips with it, it's quite easy.
Yeah.
Design part of it, unless somebody's already done it before and you can either buy the design or, you know, websites where they put them up or anything.
Yeah.
I think that's all the complicated bit. That's where you need the knowledge and the expertise of how to use it properly and get the most out of it. And I am computer illiterate at the best of times, so it's no point me getting one. I have to wait till my daughter's old enough to figure out how to do it, I think. Do you know what I mean? Get the kids on it. But yeah, I don't know. As things progress, it's like anything, like we always said with normal printers. You know, you've gone from an ink dot, was it?
Yeah,
now,
matrix dot printer ones through laser printers.
And that's going to go the same way. It's going to get quicker and quicker and more efficient, and it's going to be the future.
Yeah,
so,
it will be. Yeah, we spoke about this one on a couple of weeks ago, and I still maintain once it suddenly gets fast. You know, it's not even the quality, because the quality is basically there now, and the ease is there, because it used to be that thing of like getting your bed flat and your temperatures correct and all of that. Nowadays that's all fine, but it's just the speed and the smell a little bit, because it can be a bit whiffy. I think once those two are cracked, it'll be fine. It'll be no problem at all. You know, it will revolutionise the hobby to a point where we will be just downloading. You know, you'll buy the plan and then download it and then print it, and that's how it will be. You know, that's what will happen in the future, I can guarantee it. But how many years away we are to that, it'll be one of those things. It's like, you know, obviously I'm a lot into flight simming, and I do like virtual reality and flying like that. At the moment, that's at exactly the same point. Yes, you can do it, but doesn't do it very well. Let's face it. In the great scheme of it, the resolution's not there yet, and you need a supercomputer to run it. It's the same thing. Of course it's going to become, of course it'll be mainstream in years to come, but for now, it's a little bit too niche and a little bit too either intensive, as in cost of 3D printers and VR equipment, computers to run them, runs along very parallel to it. But it will come along, and I think it is to say, it will be probably the biggest thing in the hobby. When somebody starts to release kits, you know, as 3D printed parts, and that's what you'll do, just 3D print them, you know, and it'd be like Star Trek, we said, be the maker thing. You put it in, and a little hand comes in behind a trapdoor and puts the kit in and puts it down. And you go, oh look, there we go. That's what it'd be like.
Yeah. Neil's put up about the Tiger Tank show, you know, the 1-to-1 scale one.
Yeah.
And have we seen it? I have, yeah. I think it actually looks quite cool, to be honest.
Yes.
Yes. And then Christopher's put good CAD programs are quite expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I mean, there is a lot of free stuff that obviously Andy's found, and you know, he has printed some bits and bobs off. And like I say, I've seen them in the flesh, and they've come out. They do look nice, especially in the resin rather than the actual sort of styrene spool. I can't even say it. Spool, isn't it?
Yes.
That you get, where it's a bit liney and that greeny. The resin ones are brill. So.
Funny enough, somebody called Andy Molly, I can't pronounce that real name, Molly Mox or whatever, says we have more planned. He's in bloody Skype, he's in YouTube chat as well. He's everywhere, that bloke. Can't get rid of him. But yeah, Andy's on this. We're going to leave it in his capable hands because, to be honest, we can't even change a plug. No, so we'll leave it to him. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Power Wolf says, can we talk about one of the greatest blights upon the modelling sprue attachment points? It's one of the flimsiest or most detailed point of parts, presumably chosen by evil crackling engineers. Funny enough, I did a video, which actually, if I go in here, are we in this one or are we in this one? Hold on, I might have to pop to the site. Hold on. I did one because obviously the people in YouTube land don't see this, but they probably don't realise they can get it either. But if you go off into tutorials, that's if I put it in here. Hold on, and then you go into modelling. Is it in here? Hold on.
Ooh. Look how young you look.
Oh yeah, I was then. I was at 12.
Hold
on, I can't even find where I put it. It's in one of these. Hold on. Yeah, perhaps it's in here. Perhaps I'll put it in this one. I've got to design it all yet. This is one of the things I've got around to it. Yes, there we go. So in the new bite size series in here, I did one the other day, and it's all about removing parts from sprues, which is this video in here. And in there, I actually talk about the difference between manufacturers, because obviously I talk about, you know, using cutters, how to use cutters properly, so forth and so on. But one of the big things is about how that Bandai and a few other manufacturers, and I did point them out, I can't remember off the top of my head, do this thing of actually having tabs not on the part. The tab is on the top. So what you can actually do is cut it, and then you cut the top of it off. So the part doesn't actually have the tab coming out of it. So you don't get any damage. And that's a very good thing. Bandai have always done it as far as I know. They're pretty much into it. But I noticed it. I can't remember who it was now. But I was doing a review on a kit. I've got a feeling it was Mini Art have started doing it as well on some of their smaller parts. So it's like stood off. It's like an off step of the actual parts onto the ejection part. So again, very nice because you can just chomp it off. Then when you got the part in the hand, just come back and recut it and then do tiny cleanup if it needs it, depending on your cutters. And you can do it that way. So again, there's different ways of doing it. But I did speak about it in that video, saying some of them are very fine. Other than these massive great blobs that attach a tiny part that, you know, you end up destroying any detail to try and get it off and stuff like that. So but anyway, there is a little video in there, you can see that one on that one.
I do think most manufacturers are getting better with it. Yes, because it used to be like a massive sprue gauge, didn't they, holding a part on.
Yes.
But I think a lot of them now are, you know, they're getting a lot better, I think. So
any ideas when a 1/35 scale Sherman tank with full interior is coming out?
Yeah, rifle models are doing one. I was
going to say.
This year, I think.
I was going to say, it's supposed to be, isn't it, now-ish coming out?
It's not, they're doing the Easy 8, aren't they?
Yeah, it's the Easy 8 full interior. I've seen the thing for it. It can't be that far off. It's going to be a couple of months.
No, I'm sure, well, the kit's already there. They've just got to put an interior in it, haven't they?
Yeah. But yeah, as far as I know, that's the first time we've seen a Sherman with full interior, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah, as far as I know. Yeah. Because it's normally tigers and panthers and
German tigers, panthers,
stuff.
German stuff.
Panzer IVs or whatever. They're asking on chat, J-Cup?
Yes. You know me, I get fed up with it, and it's like, that's it, it's just going. The way I look at it, the shorter I go, the less times I've got to cut it. Because my hair just goes, it's just...
Yeah.
So, yes. So I did have a small trim. Should have seen it yesterday.
Was it?
I was like, John,
A bit Sean.
Well, it's cheaper to go down the sheep shearer than it is the barber's.
Say we'll put you
And
in
he's
the sheep
quicker.
pit.
He throws his
Put you in the
leg
sheep
round
pit.
me, I get pinned to the floor, shave my head, and I get kicked out. It's great.
Yeah,
And I just pay him a tenner, and it's brilliant.
that's what you want. So, so yeah, hello to Texas on ours as well.
Trust me, Andy does get his own back on us frequently.
Oh God, yeah.
They're saying we're taking the piss out of Andy. Do you supply Brevco modelling with sanders, or is ordering from the UK faster? Yes, we do. Brevco is our European distributor, but I know they're out of stock of a couple of items at the moment. As soon as they put in an order, I will ship it. So, but I haven't had an order from them. So, as soon as they ship it, I will get it out to them. If not, you can come direct to us. But as I say, you know, especially when, obviously, if you guys are in the EU, when we do finally cut our chains or ribbons or whichever you want to call it, and we get kicked off into the Atlantic.
Yeah, cast adrift.
We get cast adrift. That's what's going to happen, and then obviously we're at the mercy of, well, God knows what. Then it'll probably be easier for you to go via Brevco. And don't forget, if you're in North America, you can go through God, what's his name? High Altitude Hobbies. Yeah, they do all our stuff as well, and he has got it all there because he had a resupply the other week.
Yeah. So just to figure, the Sherman that's coming out is an M4A3 76. It's not an Easy 8.
Oh, right.
But it's a Sherman with interior, so...
It's a Sherman with rubbery tracks.
Yes. It is. It is. It is. I could bring your Firefly down now.
I wish I brought my mouse in from outside.
Is that annoying you? It
is. I hate using trackpads at the best of the time, especially when it might cut the stream off.
Yeah.
Message held for review. What was that about? Don't know. Just says it.
I've had them trackpad things on Leslie's blooming laptop, and it's awful.
Yeah, they are. They're not. It's not good.
Yeah. So yeah. So we'll talk about what we're doing at the weekend.
Yes. Go on then. Tell the boys and girls what we've got planned.
Well, really, it's Monday, isn't it? But me and Andy are going down to Phil's on Sunday tea time, so we're there for Sunday night. And really, we've got a lot of things to run through, haven't we, about what's happening here and what we're doing and all this sort of stuff on Monday after we've had our dirty big breakfast.
Yes, off the Romy Ritz.
And then on Monday night we are having a auction. So at the side of me, which I don't think hopefully you can see on my camera, is most of the stuff that's coming out. It's not going to be a big auction, but there's going to be bundles, there's going to be all sorts of stuff, usual stuff for us. And we're actually going to put up pre-bids on Saturday when Andy's here with me. He's going to put the items up on the forum so you can pre-bid, so you don't really have to be tuned in like we have done where we've been doing the blind auction. So you're going to know what's coming up and you can put a bid in.
Yes. So usual things to apply for that, just because obviously we're on YouTube as well with this. It's just for the membership. That's how we do it, because we usually do things at quite a nice price, and we do deals and various bits and pieces. So if you're a member of Flooring Models, usual thing, you bid via the live chat, which everyone's in on the other side of the fence. So you can go in there and bid on it, as I say. But we're going to do little bits of bundles. We've got some second-hand stuff that's in there. That's off of our bargains area in the store. For people who don't realise, Matt's actually at our store, which is a big industrial unit full up with kits.
See out the back
you
of the
can
window.
see through the window to the front door.
I think, can you?
Yes, that's it. The back of the stacker stands behind your head.
The attacker stand and stuff. But yeah, I do this from our store. So, but yeah, it's going to be a bit of a trial run as well for something that might be happening. We'll leave it at that for now. Don't really say too much, but yes. Yeah. So. And Shell sorted loads of Andy's stuff out. Can't wait to pick that up.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know what she's going to put in all those wardrobes. Just,
I know.
No clothes in there.
Clothes up.
Okay, so hi, I'm looking for a 1/35 scale World War One RFC ground crew.
Ground crew. I know they do a tank crew. Mini Art do one or Master Box.
I was going to say Master Box and Mini Art are the two that do the figures, isn't it? In 1/35 scale.
Did you say 32nd or 35th?
35th. So it's Royal Flying Corps ground crew. I can't.
You'll get it in 32nd, but I doubt you'll get it in 35th.
Yeah.
I wonder if he means 32nd.
Perhaps you mean 32nd. Yeah.
If that's the case, there is quite a few companies out there that do them. To be honest, now we're all on figures because obviously wings, isn't it? So.
Yes.
ICM's a good chat.
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah.
But I think they're a
because
bit late.
ICM actually do some stuff that maybe you could convert as well
Yes.
without too much work. Because they do a lot of figures and various bits and pieces. So down in there. Saying, I'd like to make, I won't read out people's names because I can't pronounce you. That's why we have real names on the foreign model site. I would like to make my own decals. An Alps printer plus cartridges is very expensive. Is there any other affordable alternative? Your only other option to do that is to buy white sheets first, because the difference with the Alps printer, it prints white, and normal printers do not print white. So what you can do is, where you would normally just get like the clear film, it's the carrier film on a sheet, and then you just print onto it, seal it, and away you go. What you can do though is just buy white. So it's actually white decal paper that then you print on top of and seal it. So the gaps will be white. The downside to it is it's not an exact art, and you've got to get your alignments all correct. Okay, and especially if you've got white on the outside, you've got no way of cutting it, so you have to physically cut it yourself. So the outside, so if you've got like a white box with, I don't know, like a German cross in it, for instance, okay, like an iron cross in there, you've got to cut the white on the outside, then it'll print the black on the inside. And it's a lot of flapping around, to be honest. And when I used to do commission work years ago, that's how I did all my printing. So I used to have a lot of decals that would have white in there. I haven't got an Alps printer, so I used to just buy white sheets of plain decal paper and then print onto that and cut them out. But it's not it's not an exact art. That's the easiest way. If you're wanting small tiny little decals as well on like 48 scale stuff and smaller, buy them, because it's, you know, silk screen printing is so much better and looks nicer than actually trying to do it yourself. Alps printers do a very good job at it, but again, there's different types of them and they go up in price as well. So yeah, but
just
again,
answer Ivan on here, because he's asked, will we be stocking Wilder products? There are a few UK stockists, but they never have any stocking. I've got a feeling, I've read on like Wilder's site that they're only stocking at the minute in the US and Canada off their main website. If you go on their main website, Ivan, and have a look, they are planning on going worldwide again, but at the minute they're just staying in North America, I think. So that might be why, you know, because we have actually got a supplier that we can get Wilder products out of, because I spoke to you about it before, didn't I? But like I say, on the actual main website for them, they're just, just supplying North America and Canada at the minute. So oh, you're selling your Falcon?
am I? Why?
Oh, are you?
No, why? Someone want to buy it?
I don't know, Paul's put up, Phil's selling his Falcon. I don't know, are you going to bring it up here with you?
Yeah, it will eventually. Hell freeze over for parts for this Falcon. Yeah, do you know, it's taken how long to get hold of this thing?
Oh God, yeah.
Yes. No, it's all right. It's not going anywhere for the minute. I've got to finish it yet. But no, it will do. It will be going up to the PM store, up to where Matt is now. Because what I'm going to do is have a complete thing. I'm going to bring the bombers back so they can go up here. So I have the Bear, the B-52 and the A-10 up here. And then I'm going to take up some of the others. So I'll take up the F-14, the F-18s and a few of the other bits pieces. I might even take the drumstick up, take the A-6 up, give it a birthday. And some of the other bits and pieces. So, because obviously the trouble with the B-52 and the Bear, they take up massive amounts of room up there. So
table gone, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. It's a table gone. So what I'll do is I'll bring some more. I'll bring some of them back, and then I'll take a load more up there of all the other stuff. So we sort of rotate them. I might take a couple of the Wingnut Wings ones up as well. Take up the Gladiator, because that looks quite nice. Be a shame to have it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it.
Just to say on your on the Falcon, on the Flory site, they are up for pre-order, because we are getting some more in I think going to be June, and they come with the Haynes manual.
Yes.
So we've got that on pre-order at a nice price as well, if anybody's interested. So if you're on YouTube land and you're not a Flory member, join. It's well worth the pennies.
Yes, definitely.
And you get some good deals.
Definitely.
But use your proper names.
Yeah, use your proper names.
Like your YouTube names or nicknames or
Yes.
Just keeps it more informal, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Is your Merc broke?
No. Why? What are they on about now?
Neil's put. Did your Merc get fixed? Have you broke it?
Only one of the sensors was playing up the other day, wasn't it? And that got fixed.
Oh right, yeah.
That was the parking sensor.
Yeah.
So it kept beeping at me every time I got within 3 feet of anything. Really, really annoying. And then it turns itself off, and then when you drive off, it resets itself. Yeah, brilliant fault. So that went straight back.
Paul's just answered the question. Daz Works, I didn't realise this. I thought it was their own. Their Ketten rad that they're bringing out is Dragons, which isn't a bad kit, but I actually didn't realise. I thought it was one of their own.
Oh, right.
That's interesting. Thanks for that. Bit of knowledge. Yeah. So mind you, it's quite hard to get hold of kit, the Dragon one. So yeah.
Powerwolf says, just watched a bit of your sprue cutting video. Didn't expect to learn anything. Charming.
Yeah.
The tape and tack trick is borderline genius. That's it. I'd love to have a nicer pair of nippers. Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're doing Citadel snips, they're a bit chunky, those things. I've got a pair of them. To be honest, I use them for Bandai big stuff because it hacks through that. It's nice. But they're a bit... Yeah, you get the finer ones with a single edge cutting blade that just comes across. Very nice. Well worth the investment into it.
Roger's put about the airbrushes. Sorry. Again, when I send an email about the rapid thinners, I will send an email to see about the airbrushes and what they've got in or when they're getting them back in, Roger. So, now I'm back. I'm on catch up. So, yeah, just bear with me a little bit because I've got a bit to get through. So, yes.
Cool. Jeff says there are tank models with clear parts with periscopes. What colour do you have and how do you colour them? Well, normally it's like a bluey tinge into them, so I usually just put clear blue.
I used to, I tell you, do a periscope colour, Panzer Racers.
Yeah. You can also get that film, can't you? You can get like a film. It's like a foil, and you put it on the underside, and it's like a reflective bluey weird colour, that funny colour that it is. Do
you know the best way, easiest way of doing it? Dark at the top, light at the bottom, and a bit of clear gloss varnish, and it makes it look like glass. Yeah. So you like got a reflection, if you know what I mean. You paint because they're only tiny in 35th anyway. So, but yes.
Martin says, "Hi, I was just watching your test on AK Extreme Metal range that you've done a model. Have you done a model in chrome? And what would you recommend?" Rather than stick with the polished aluminium colour. Well, to be honest with you, Buster, who you see in all my videos, he's a bit chromy at one end, funnily enough. To be honest, he got rubbed to death at Telford because everyone was rubbing him like a genie. Just to see if they could wear it off, you know, literally going at it. But I've done, you see his back end in there as well. This is actually done with Molotov pen. So literally, I did a video a few months now, well before Christmas, of a lorry. Hold on, I'll find it. I can just show you the picture. If you go to video builds, and on this one, basically, I did all the chrome work. I redid the chrome work. Christ, where is it? Can't be that far back. Yeah.
So the lorry's upstairs, isn't it?
I say you've got the lorry there.
Yeah. Where is it?
I don't know. Do you know what I'm thinking? Where is the lorry?
Where is it?
Where is it?
Gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Where's the lorry gone? I've lost my lorry.
Back up. Can't be that far down, surely. No. See, look.
Where?
Next to the Sabre.
Sabre. Oh, there it is. Sorry, that's what I was looking for, the lorry itself, not the box. So yes, down in Ha, all the chrome work you see on this is all done, stripped, and then we redid it with Molotov pen. So you can buy refills for it as well. So I did all the chrome work. This is also, we were talking about Tamiya lacquers. This was all done with Tamiya lacquers because I wanted to have a go at them properly, to have a proper look through it. So that's how we did it. And it is there at the store upstairs.
It is. Yeah.
So basically I just went around, and in a minute, hopefully, here we go, chromey bits, painty bits, hold on, bang. As I say, it's a full video build on it. Did I do this chromey bits before I did this? I don't think so. Did we? Can't remember. There we go. That's it. So basically you can thin it or spray it neat. To be honest, I would thin it. And it's one of those things that I learned as I was doing it, is that less is definitely best. So thin it and then just a light coat, and you've only got to put a couple down, and it literally makes everything like a mirror. It is pure chrome, and I'll be honest with you, I've tried everybody's version of chrome, as in a normal paint manufacturer, and nothing has come anywhere as close as this stuff, because that is purely it's chrome in a pot. You can buy a refill. Have I got any more about it? No, that's the only one I've got. You can buy a refill of it, which works out a little bit cheaper. But if you just need a bit, you can pull the back end of one of these off and decant it. You really, really don't need a lot. When you go through it and you're using it, you will find that, you know, maybe 2-3 mil will do tons. It just, because it is literally a coating, and it's just like real chrome. So it's a, you know, put down gloss black on there, put that over the top, and you'll have an absolutely fantastic finish. And to be honest, considering this little poor guy has been rubbed to hell when it was at Telford, because everybody was really having a go at it, you could see people were doing it. How strong is that stuff? And it was like, no, it's still on there, so it's quite good. Obviously you get fingerprints and your oils will on your hand will attack it, but it did come out very, very nicely. So yeah, it is. We did all the wheels with it. I did the tanks. We did the stacks with it. All the grill at the front, all the metal work on there, the lot was all done with it. And it did turn out very nice, I must admit. It was one of those ones where, you know, as I did it the first time, it worked really well, but I sort of overdid it. I put probably too much down, and then after I'd used it a couple of times and was getting the hang of it, I was using less and less and less. So definitely, but get yourself that. It's called, let me just spell it, because it's 20 years. It's what is it? There we go. So it is, what is the right way up? MOLOTOW. And they do different colours, but that's the chrome. Highly, highly recommended.
It's brilliant stuff. I'm going to use it on some window surrounds on my Lamborghini.
Yeah.
You know, for the chrome for that, that'll look good.
And the great thing with the pen as well, if you're doing mirrors, it's in like rear view mirror, for that you just go on the inside and just flood it in the area and leave it, and it gives you an absolutely perfect chrome mirror. Yeah,
it's it is useful stuff. It's probably the best, like I say, definitely the best chrome finish. We're talking about AK Extremes. We do a restock of AK tomorrow, so that means Starship Filth will be back in. Where is it? Go on. Yeah, Starship Filth, restock of oil paints, AK Extreme Metals will be back in. Some of the weathering pencil sets will be back in stock as well, because we've been out of those. So yeah, and also something I've seen something just pop up on my screen, which was doing the forum about the tornadoes. I've literally ordered them today, and they are coming from a different country. So my guess is, all being well, they will be here early next week. I don't think we'll get them this week. It's Wednesday, but I don't know, because they could be really efficient. We'll see. But you know, it's I would say probably next week.
I'm just glad we got them, because I really thought, to be honest with you, I thought we was going to come on today's show and have to say apologies, we haven't got our allocation. Yeah. So it's quite nice that we have. So
Andy, we've got our allocation.
Ali, yeah, we've got the lot. It's fine.
But we've sold yours.
Yeah. Yeah. None of us have got one. They've all gone out.
So yeah. So that's
cool.
about it, I think.
We're all done. Sorted,
yes,
as always. So quick recap for everybody. Don't forget, for the members, if you want a mug, it's in our little area that's out the way, and the mouse mats are in there at the moment, but the mouse mats I will put out onto the normal store page, which will go out probably on Friday when I get round to doing it. But the mouse mats, as I say, we've had them here, I just haven't put them on the site. But they are in as well, so loads of people asking for them. But the restock of the mugs, which are the last lot now, after this is it, 'cause it's the 2020 limited edition mug. Once those ones have gone, that really is it this time, as I say, because it was like 400 have gone now. So after that, that is it. You have to wait for next November, when we'll be releasing in December then the 2021 one, which will look different. We'll put something handy on the front.
Well, the colours will be the other way around.
Yeah, we'll do the other way around. We'll be black on the outside, white on the inside. Yeah. Definitely. But yes, thank you very much for everybody who's joined us in live chat and YouTube land. Pleasure as always to answer your questions and speak to you guys, because I don't get to see you very often, to be honest. We're like thrown out in the way. And lovely to meet everybody and talk to everybody into our chat as well. Flory Models, great to see you guys in there as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Show goes really quick, doesn't it ever? I always think that as well. I don't know why Thursday nights seem to be on for hours. Well, sometimes we are, but this one always zips by, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does actually. This hour does go fast, doesn't it? I agree.
It definitely does. We should do one a day.
Yeah, okay. Well, different times.
Yeah, that's it. Different times. We'll move it around and stuff.
Yeah, saves you doing recording, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, this is it. I don't have to do the recorded ones. But anyway, we will be with you live tomorrow night at 7:30 till 9, as always, as well. Similar format, we're just talking more rubbish usually on there. I'm going to crack on with this little guy here. Hopefully we'll get it finished off. Well, it will be finished off this week. I haven't got much to do. I'm going to do the oil work on it, go through the motions on that one and finish that off. The next part of that, which really covers the Flory Models wash, because it's good stuff. So that will obviously be up with you on Friday. It's quite an in-depth one about using it and getting it off of really complex areas, because there's a trick to it, and I showing you that one, so that's on there. That'll be up on Friday. Tomorrow and Friday as well, you're probably going to get, well, you will get, I don't know, which one would you want for Friday, Matt? Which one for Thursday? Pick, you can have one a day.
Well, you might as well do the Tomcat for Friday and do the Vulcan for Thursday, I reckon.
Right, okay, so up tomorrow we'll get the Vulcan up for you. I'll do the review for that because I'll do it tonight. And then up on Friday we'll do the actual, the Academy one. This guy, I'll do it at the same time, but I have to edit that and get that one up as well. So not a problem. We'll get them all up. But anyway, lovely to have you all on here as always. Thank you very much for joining us. So have you got anything else, Matt? Are you all done?
Yeah, just to say, don't forget about the auction and everything that will be happening next week.
So the auction we're kicking off at what, 7:30?
No.
7?
What? 7?
Well, am I cooking? Am I Monday night?
I don't. Well,
what do you want on your beans on toast?
Yeah, I thought it was having lentils.
Don't need to now.
Yeah.
But yes.
What do you want to do?
So what are we gonna do? 7 o'clock?
I say 7 if yes.
Okay, so guys, we'll be with you. Say the blind auction, usual thing. We'll put up full details on the forum and the usual links and things to come through and see it and things like that. So anyway, thank you very much for joining us, everybody. People in YouTube land, we will see you on Friday for the Friday roundup, and we'll be with you back next week. So there we go. Happy modelling, everybody. Take care. This is really awkward on this, but we will see you all again very soon. Say goodbye, Matt.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you all.